Welcome back, everyone. How are you? My name is Taj Walker. Thank you for joining me for another video. Today we're going to talk about why you shouldn't move to Dallas, Georgia. There's lots of pros, lots of cons out there for sure, but in this video we're going to talk about why you may not want to consider living and or live in Dallas, Georgia. There are cons, and it is not all good all the time. So in this video, we're going to talk about why you should not move to Dallas, Georgia if you are considering or thinking about moving to Dallas, Georgia. My name is Tajh Walker, and I am your local Dallas, Georgia real estate agent, specifically Paulding County and the surrounding cities. I've helped dozens of families buy and sell their home in this area, and if that is you, I would love to meet you, help you in your transition, but learn a bit about you and your family and whatever your goals are, and just simply talk and get to know you a bit. If that's you or anything I share in this video interests you, I'd love to meet you. All of my contact information is below and in the description below as well. Call or text me, and I'm looking forward to chatting with you. With that, let's get into this video on why you shouldn't move to Dallas, Georgia. The first is the infrastructure. Dallas, Georgia is an older, underdeveloped city, and they are doing a lot of change and infrastructure development. Specifically, Dallas-Acworth Highway, they're expanding this road, and there is a ton of traffic. It is terrible. They are doing a ton of building along that street, and all of the homes in the communities around there are experiencing tons of traffic, and they are rebuilding, redeveloping tons of areas around Dallas, Georgia. And as a result, the traffic is getting really bad around certain streets, certain highways, certain intersections. So you have to plan your commute really well. And if you have to be somewhere in a timely manner, it is becoming exponentially difficult to get from one point to another with all of the infrastructure, redeveloping roads, redeveloping crosswalks, redeveloping and rebuilding stoplights. This is happening left and right through Dallas, Georgia. So if you are averse to this type of activity, this type of noise, construction equipment all over the roads being left for all types of days, that is happening quite a bit in Dallas, Georgia, all across Dallas. But one road in particular is Dallas-Acworth Highway, which is a major road that leads from Cobb Parkway all the way into downtown Dallas. They are redeveloping and expanding that road quite a bit. And this may be a big inconvenience for most living and or commuting to or from that area. Another reason why Dallas, Georgia may not be a good fit for you is there's not many jobs or major companies here. Most folks don't move to Dallas, Georgia for the employment or the job market. Most folks move here to commute to other cities and other counties for jobs that they have. They move here primarily because of the cost of living and the slower pace of life. But if you're looking for jobs, major hospitals, major schools, major universities, you will not find too many of them in Dallas, Georgia. I think one of the more prominent facilities we have is Wellstar Hospital, and that's there's quite a bit of work that's done there. But if you're not in healthcare, that provides limited options, and Dallas, Georgia is just not known for its job market. So if you are looking for an abundance of job opportunities, Dallas, Georgia may not be the best fit for that. Another con and another non-ideal trait is the walkability here is terrible. You will need a car if you live here. If you are going anywhere worth going in Dallas or the surrounding areas, you're going to need a car to get there. The public transportation here is not great, and the walkability is not great as well. So if you're looking for that live, work, play type of environment, Dallas, Georgia is not ideal for that. You will need a car to get anywhere worth going here in Dallas, Georgia. Another thing to keep in mind when you're shopping for a home is because this is more of an older city and a lot of homes were built in the 60s and the 70s, especially the resale homes, a lot of homes are built on septic. So if you're shopping for a home, make sure you check to see if it's on septic or public sewer, because septic, depending on what your tolerance is or how familiar you are with it, it is a little extra work to maintain a septic system. And the infrastructure is just not there, and public sewer does not attach to some of these areas. And for some, again, it could be an unexpected surprise or another chore that comes with home ownership in those areas. So make sure you check, especially for these homes a little bit further out, bordering towns like Cartersville or Rockmart. You may have more homes, especially if they're older, on septic versus sewer. Not to say one is good or bad or better than the other, but it is something to be aware of, because there may be some extra maintenance associated with homes in areas where there are on septic, as well as infrastructure with the internet as well. Most cities, most neighborhoods and communities have internet access, but there are some that's a little bit more of a struggle to get fast and reliable internet, especially the further out and the more secluded the homes are. Something to also keep in mind before you move, to check the serviceability of these areas to make sure that, especially if you work remote or you rely heavily on the internet, that you have a reputable and strong internet serviceability in some of the more rural parts of Dallas, Georgia. I think the biggest and the most obvious elephant in the room is if you are looking for a bustling nightlife and tons of entertainment, Dallas is not the place that you want to be. Most folks commute to the Battery or Cobb County or go into Atlanta to find entertainment, really kind of cute restaurants and bars and just a lot more entertainment. There's a few pubs or breweries nearby, but not too many in Dallas, Georgia specifically. So if you're looking for a lot to do, a lot of entertainment, clubs, anything like this, Dallas, Georgia doesn't have too many of them. It's not really that vibe. For the most part, a lot of folks, I would say, would describe it as a little bit slower pace of life, more affordable cost of living, but not necessarily an entertainment hub. You have a few decent places to eat, not too many unique dining experiences, but a few. But if you're looking for a lot more interesting and diverse culinary experiences, restaurants to try, and or a bustling nightlife or tons of entertainment, Dallas, Georgia doesn't have too many of them, especially modern ones. You'll find a lot more simple, easygoing type of entertainment here, but not a variety of these activities for you if that's what you're looking for. So something to keep in mind if that's important to you. And I think another con, and I kind of mentioned at it before, is Dallas is growing quite a bit and the infrastructure is not there to support that growth. So you're going to see a lot of construction, a lot of road development that is happening, because what's essentially happens is they are building an abundance of new construction homes in this area, but the roads and the infrastructure haven't been built prior to support the amount of traffic and cars that are moving into the area. So it has been a little bit of a nightmare on some of the major roads and all throughout Dallas that you turn, there is a new development, a new construction home, which on one side is a good thing for affordability and housing options. But if the infrastructure is not there, you're gonna have a lot of traffic and a lot of frustration in terms of old streets and roads and signs mixed with high traffic, new construction areas. So I think this is a big thing that's happening in Dallas. They are trying to catch up with re-engineering and restructuring some of their infrastructure roads, and it is really far behind, or I would say behind, as it compares to the amount of new construction homes. As a result, is increasing the population and the amount of cars, the amount of people that are here, but the roads and the infrastructure is not quite developed enough to back that up. So in short, it's quite a bit of traffic depending on what time of day and where you have to commute to. Depending on where your home is located, you can be dealing with road closures, rerouting, detours, things of this nature. And it is something to keep in mind if you are considering Dallas, Georgia. It's not the most fun, especially as they continue to build and invest in growing Dallas, Georgia over the next few months and years. And there you have it, a few thoughts, a few interesting tidbits to consider about Dallas, Georgia, and why you may not want to move here. It's not a fit, not every city is a fit for everyone, but hey, at least you have the information now to make the best decision for you and or your family. With that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up if it was helpful in any way, shape, or form. And of course, if you'd like to double tap on anything I shared, or you are still considering Dallas, Georgia, or like to learn a bit more, I'd love to meet you, love to talk to you. Again, my name is Tajh Walker, and all of my contact info is in the description below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care.